What post-secondary education have you received? What has your career path been since you graduated post-secondary? And what do you like most about your job?
I completed my journeyman cabinet making certification back in 1992. And then in 2009, I got my journeyman red seal. In between there, I got a Bachelor of Arts degree. And then in 2019, I guess it was, I graduated with a Master of Education degree. After I completed my apprenticeship, I was a contractor for about 15 years. And then started at SAIT. Started off at SAIT as a cabinet making instructor, then a carpentry instructor, and then became the academic chair of the programs there. I love the fact that it's leading a group of fantastic instructors. I really have an amazing group of people. And so it's a great opportunity just to help them grow in their positions.
For post-secondary, I have my journeyman's red seal ticket, and I also have a registered roof observer designation. I started at 16 as a labourer, and then by the time I was 18, lead hand, moved country at 21, then was a foreman, then moved to a superintendent role. I became an inspector, and 12 months after that, I got offered the job at SAIT as an instructor. When you go into the roofing industry, you still get to socialize with friends. You become family with those crew members. So you do become really close. One of the other things is money. Money talks. People don't realize that in the roofing industry, as well as all the other trades, you can easily make six figures.
So I'm a journeyman glazer. I accomplished my red seal in 1996. They were very shy to put me in the glazing trade in the beginning. I was a pretty small guy. Everybody was like 280 pounds, 6'2". Here came this little Italian dude. So I proved that I could sweep the floor better than anybody, and I got moved into a service truck. I did my ultimate best to learn everything I needed to. I got moved into big construction, high-rise work. Commercial work, we're commercial glazers, and I worked my way through to lead hand, superintendent, and again I always kept in contact with my SAIT instructor. And when I left in 1996, I said, Ed, one day, man, you're going to need a guy. I'm your guy. And 16 years ago, I was fortunate enough to receive a phone call that there was a position available to me. And being here at SAIT and being able to teach other people and generations coming through, women and men today, is ecstatic. And I personally, I think the best thing about my career, I love teaching the underdog, and I love seeing that underdog come in and having maybe some troubles, and us being able to work with them and develop them and give them new learning skills and methods so that they succeed.
What inspired you to pursue your passion in trades?
What made me stay in the roofing industry was I started making really good money and realized that it wasn't a dead-end job. You hear so many people talking about work and hating work, and people being stuck in an office. Nobody wants to be stuck in an office all day, 24/7. So I realized it wasn't a dead-end job, and there's lots of room for career advancement. Not only that, I got to travel the country. Then I moved to the other side of the world with my career. So there's opportunities in many different countries. Roofing, they're dying for roofers across the world. So things like that, that's what inspired me to pursue the roofing industry.
What does your day-to-day schedule look like?
So a day-to-day look into the glazing world at SAIT, we start our mornings off with shop every day, and that runs from 8 o'clock to 11 o'clock. And then Mondays and Wednesdays is theory and math. So that's from noon to 3. And then Tuesdays and Thursdays is blueprint, and that runs from noon to 3.
So I had a big tool trailer and show up, and I only ever worked on, I think the cheapest house I ever worked on was about $1.5 million. And so I was often on site for a couple of months at a time, doing really high-end things. And so I had a big trailer with all the equipment I needed. And every day was different. Just like Thomas said, there's some routine things that you do, cutting wood every day. That's kind of routine, but it's different kind of wood every day. It's, using different means of cutting the wood. So I had, lots of different equipment and things.
What is something about your career that you didn't expect?
I didn't expect to be sat in Canada. That's the one. And that was easily for me to do. Obviously, go through the work visa process, but roofing was high up on the list. A couple of things: the amount of free education to help you progress your career. I really haven't ever spent a penny into my pocket to get the qualifications that I got, and most of it is taught on site. It's not in school.
How long is an apprenticeship process, and what is it like?
Our technical training, which is the time you go to school, is for 8 weeks instead of 6 weeks. Everybody's a little different. Sheet metal does it 10 weeks. So the idea would be truly go out, find a sponsor, an employer, get some work experience. Then you come to school for a couple of months. You go back to work for 10 months, come back to school for a second year, and you do that 4 times, and that's how you become a journey person.
Are there any trade related jobs where there's basically no physical activity involved?
We have a lot of fingers and path directions that can be taken in our industries as a whole, all of us here that are speaking to you tonight. So Dan mentioned math. If you happen to be really good at math, man, we can help you develop and become an estimator, and we'll direct you to schooling that's going to help you do that. And you get to become the people or person that actually gets to do the bidding on that project to help the company be awarded that project. You might be really good at drawing at school and into CAD, and that might just spark you in our industry. Hey, I want to get into drafting and be a drafts person. And so in our trades as a whole, we'll help you and we'll lead you in a direction that is going to get you schooling for that, and you can become a drafts person. There's a possibility that you want to take a project management course, and you want to be the person that is in charge of that whole project, the whole scope of work. And so again, the companies will help direct you to schooling and get certification to become a project manager. Safety. You want to become a safety officer? Oh, there is big money in the safety game. And so again, our companies will help you get through and get your actual safety standard certificate, which would allow you to work anywhere in the world. And they'll help you direct that.
What qualities or characteristics do you think are needed to be successful in the trades industry?
Being a team player. In the trades, you're not working alone. You're not doing an individual job. You're working as a team, even if it's not in your own industry. Like for us roofers, we're tying into the glazing, or we're tying into the bricklayers. We're always working together. And as a crew, you're always working in a team. So communication skills is another one, and being a team player.
Every industry is looking for people that have a strong work ethic. In my role as an academic chair, I talk to employers all the time. And what they don't say to me is, Dan, I just really need a guy who knows how to use a skill saw really well, because you can teach anybody skills. What is difficult is the we call them soft skills or human skills, how to be a good communicator, how to show up on time. That's the 2 things that employers tell me all the time. I just want somebody who shows up on time and has critical thinking skills, who can actually think, no matter what, at least go out and find some summer work, so you have something to add to your resume. Don't get all the way through school and not have any work experience. It doesn't matter so much what the job is, but again, it goes back to having a strong work ethic. Did you show up on time? Do you have people that are willing to give you a reference because you're a quality person?
I have a daughter who's 15 right now. So she's going through right now where she 1 minute wants to be a vet, and then realizes, well, actually, there's probably more sick animals than what she wants to deal with. So she's like this at the moment. And what both of us, I've told her, me and my wife, is don't stress about it. Life has a funny way of putting you on the path that you belong to.